Alright, welcome back again. So now I have a rhythm, I have a melody, and I'm going to add harmony to that. So last time I created this melody from my rhythm, and my melody was in the key of G major, which I can tell by looking at my key signature. And my first note is a G, and then in the second bar, the first bar, I've just got B and G. Now, if I know my notes of the G major scale, they are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G again. I should also be able to build up my chords from that. So my first chord, the G chord, is G, B, and D. So you've got to skip over a note each time to build them up. My second chord would be A, C, and E, etc. So I'll just keep going through. So B, D, F sharp, C, E, G, D, F sharp, A, E, G, B, F sharp, A, C, and G, B, D once again. So that gives me 7 different chords I can use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1. Now for the most part, you want to use 1, 4, and 5 as those are called your primary chords. So they're going to form the bulk of your chord progressions. And then chords 2, 3, and 6 can be kind of used to add a bit of interest at different times when you want to change things up a bit. But since I'm just doing one line here, I should be able to just use chords 1, 4, and 5. So the way you choose a chord is essentially you look at what notes are in the melody, and then you look at what notes are in the chord, and see which chord you think fits best with the melody. Now, most of the time, if I'm in the key of G, I'm going to want to start with the chord G and end with it. But as you can see, it also fits with the notes because my notes in that first bar are just B and G, which are both in my G chord. Now, in the next bar, I've got this note C for most of the bar. Now, the C is not part of the G chord, but if I look at my chords 4 and 5, it is part of the C chord, so I'm probably going to go for a C chord there. Now, I do have a B there, which isn't part of the C chord, but it's only happening at the end of the bar, and it kind of just running down to the next note, so I don't really need to change the chord for that. When I get to the next bar, however, you'll see my notes are A, A. There's a G there and an F sharp. So I'm thinking A is most of the bar, and then the G is only for a quaver, so I'm going to think about A and F sharp, what chord would fit with those. And if I look, I see my 5 chord, the D, has D, F sharp, and A, so I've got 2 of the notes there, so I'm thinking that's going to be a D. And so I end up with this progression G, C, D, G, just 1 chord to a bar, which ends up sounding like this. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And if I add my melody on top, I'll put it down lower just to make it sound a bit better. Which all fits together reasonably nicely. If I add the words back in, I know that the passage of time is not within my hand. Alright, fairly simple stuff at this stage. There's a lot more you could do with that melody and that rhythm to add a bit of interest. And same with the harmony too. So for example, that C chord could easily become an A minor, which would sound like... And I could even finish with an E minor there to add a bit of intrigue. So it'll be something like this. I know that the passage of time is not within my hand. Which obviously gives the sense that it needs to go somewhere else after that. So there are ways you can play with the rhythm, the melody, and the harmony there to make things more exciting. But I would recommend that you start with something fairly basic like this, and then we can build from that if you have the inclination and the time to do that. So in the next video, I'm going to do a bit more of an example of a different way that you could approach writing the song, where you would actually go with you would work everything out by ear and then notate afterwards. So look for that one. I'll see you there.